Hello everyone, my name is Dennis, and this is my microbial disease presentation on dengue. To begin, we'll go over some disease overview. According to the World Health Organization, around 505,430 cases of dengue was reported in 2000, for 4.6 million in 2024. In just January to July 2025, 4 million cases and 3,000 deaths were reported to WHO from 97 countries. Dengue is a viral infection that is spread by mosquitoes in people, more common in tropical countries near the equator. In this image, or in the top image, you can see countries that are in red. This indicates that they have a warm or hot temperature. You can also note that most of these countries are at or near the equator. In the bottom image, you can see that the countries in red has increased. This suggests that global warming increases world temperature, and the increase in world temperature increases the range of mosquito. Now, this could also lead to an increase in dengue cases. Hosts and transmission. Dengue virus is transmitted to humans by mosquitoes. Now, other species of mosquitoes can transmit dengue, but the most specific mosquito that's contributed the most number of cases is the Aedes aegypti. Also, evidence suggests that vertical transmission, or the transmission from from pregnant woman to fetal, is possible, though the chances are very low, and it depends on timing of dengue infection. Now, if this were to happen, this could lead to preterm birth, low birth weight, and distress of the baby. Another form of transmission is through blood products, though this is rare. Anything from organ donation or transfusion. In this image, you can see a photo of the Aedes aegypti, and this is a chart from the CDC that indicates how dengue is transmitted from mosquitoes to humans. Moving on to microbial characteristics. Dengue is a single-strand RNA virus. Since it is a single-strand RNA virus, it doesn't need to go to transcription. It can be directly translated into proteins. This proteins is used to make a long polypeptide that is composed of 10 proteins. As you can see here is the polypeptide. The virus has a roughly spherical shape and is about 50 nanometers in diameter. For the structure, you have your viral genome inside, and it is enclosed in a nucleocapsid. The nucleocapsid is enclosed by the viral envelope, which is like the cell membrane of the virus. On the surface of the viral envelope are ENM proteins that help in the attachment of the viral cell onto the host cell. This bottom image is an image captured by an electron microscope. This is dengue virus. Has a very grape-like structure to it, I would say. Moving on to pathogens and virulence factors. So once the viral cell is attached to the host cell surface with the help of the ENM proteins, the host cell membrane folds around the viral cell, creating a pocket-like space called endosome. Now, this endosome travels into the cytoplasm, and once two conditions are met, the viral genome, or the nucleocapsid, exits out of the endosome. And these conditions are the environment around the endosome must be acidic, so this means any pH level that is below 7. And the endosomal membrane must have a negative charge. With this, the dengue nucleocapsid is released into the cytoplasm. The nucleocapsid releases viral RNA, and it uses the rough ER's ribosomes to make the viral polypeptide, and at the same time, it also makes more copies of itself, of the viral RNA, which will be enveloped in rough ER and matures in the Golgi apparatus. So this whole process shows how a virus takes advantage of the cell's machinery or mechanisms to replicate more of itself, infect the cell, and also infect other cells. You can see this image shows the process. Right here is the rough ER that looks like a stacked pancakes to me with blueberries. For clinical manifestations or signs or symptoms, two things. A person can get infected with dengue for the first time. Most of them are usually asymptomatic, but if symptoms were to occur, it could last from anywhere from 2 to 7 days. These symptoms include, or signs or symptoms include high fever of 40 degrees Celsius and 104 degrees Fahrenheit, severe headache, pain behind eyes, muscle pain, nausea, vomiting, swollen glands, and rash. Now, a person can get reinfected with dengue for a second time, and the risk for a severe dengue development is much higher. This could lead to worse symptoms like persistent vomiting, rapid breathing, bleeding gums, fatigue, blood and stool, and dehydration. You have here on the right is a chart made by Cleveland Clinic that details the symptoms, signs or symptoms. For diagnostics and treatments. So, since there's no specific sign or symptom that is unique to dengue, the only way to confirm that a person is infected with dengue is through the use of diagnostic exams. There are two kinds. You have your laboratory-based diagnostics and point-of-care diagnostics. Laboratory-based diagnostic is mostly used in clinical laboratory or testing facility like hospital, any nursing units. Like an example of these tests include the polymerase chain reaction, enzyme-linked immunoabsorbent assay, dengue NS1 antigen test. For point of care, this is usually used at a physician's clinic or at home. And these include the rapid antigen test and rapid dengue antibody test. As for treatment, there is no specific treatment for dengue. The only thing that a person can do is manage symptoms. They can take acetaminophen to manage pain. Here you can see an image of the polymerase chain reaction. Here is the enzyme-linked immunoabsorbent assay. You have moving on, prevention and public health. Dengue virus is spreading due to climate change, as I noted earlier in disease overview. Increasing areas mosquito vectors can thrive in. According to the World Health Organization, there have been 308 cases reported, dengue cases in France, Italy, and Spain, countries that are not near the equator. This shows that their reach is increasing or their range is increasing due to climate change. Now, aside from climate change, we also have other factors that's leading to the spread of dengue, like war, famine, and overburdened healthcare systems. And with this, organizations are unable to monitor the number of cases. This prevents adequate interventions or response to take care of the people, and this could lead to a spike or rise in the number of cases. Now, there are things that one person can do to protect themselves or their loved ones from contracting dengue. They can use or they can wear clothing that cover the entire body. They can use window screens, spray mosquito repellents, cover water storage where mosquitoes can multiply, and use insecticides. Here you have a chart that shows ways you can prevent from getting dengue. The top image shows a child in a underdeveloped country. In these living conditions, a whole lot of other diseases are spread since these people do not have the access to clean water. The water is contaminated, so this could lead to them contracting water diseases in water like cholera and typhoid fever. Yeah, so dengue and other diseases can rise with climate change and other humanitarian crises. Lastly, my references, all from credible sources. That will be all. Thank you so much for listening,